Coming up on today's Daily Clone, preparing for the dynamic Brendan Sorsby, and then what it's like having Tyson Veidt on the other coaching staff. And then you can find out how low ESPN ranked Rocco Becht in their top quarterbacks in college football. All of that after a word from Fareway.
We know that carrying your groceries out to your car seems a bit old school. That saying hello and asking about your day feels like a thing of the past. Being best at fresh, it's not just a fad. Serving high-quality meat at affordable prices? Talk about a throwback. But at Fareway, that's kind of our thing. Because some things never go out of style. Friendly at Fareway. It's more than just a name.
Welcome into the Northwest Bank Studios for the Daily Clone here on a Wednesday presented by Fareway Meat and Grocery. If you're not making the road trip to Cincinnati, be sure to hit up your local Fareway Meat and Grocery. Have some people over this weekend, grill some skinless brats for them, and buy all of your cold beer at your local Fareway. There are plenty of challenges that await the Cyclones in Cincinnati this weekend. First off, it's pretty much their first true hostile road atmosphere this year. I know they played in Jonesboro, but Nippert Stadium will be an upgrade over that. You've got a familiar face on the other coaching staff, but what I think the biggest challenge easily is who's under center. Cincinnati quarterback Brendan Sorsby has been one of the best quarterbacks in the conference so far this season. He's completing 69% of his passes and is throwing for over 250 yards a game to go with 10 touchdowns and just one interception. He's also the team's leading rusher. With an overhaul of dynamic wide receivers on the outside, Sorsby is a really, really, really tough quarterback to go against.
We got to make sure we get good run-pass reads, make sure we clear all the Q runs and just take care of the quarterback first because he's a threat on the field. So making sure he's contained and then playing the pass and then the scheme should do his thing.
He's obviously bigger than Rocco, but I kind of like compare him to Rocco just in a little bit. Like he's really good in the pass game, can run when he needs to. He's a really good runner. And so I think him and Rock kind of correlate in that sort of way. And so that's kind of who I would say.
On the other side of the ball, the Bearcats are anchored by one of the nation's best nose tackles, Dante Corleone. However, the Godfather, as they call him, has missed the last 2 games due to injury. We will see the first injury report tonight at 9. Corleone is coached by defensive coordinator and former Iowa State linebackers coach Tyson Veidt. Veidt was a key part of inventing the 3-3-5 defense, which he now runs at Cincinnati. Beyond X's and O's, it's going to be tough to prepare for a guy that you know really well.
You don't love it just because you love the human and you love the people. And, both Tyson and Scott are guys that, their families, our families, we love those people and we believe in them. And, the reality is we also know they're not just great humans, they're great football coaches. And I think anytime you have so much respect for the person across from you, the competitive environment is always tough. But, that's our sport. That's kind of how it rolls. And, at the end of the day, what they're doing is such a credit to who they are as men and leaders. And it's really exciting to watch what they're doing. But that doesn't have any impact really on what we're doing. And what we have to do is really be the best version of us as we kind of prepare ourselves for Saturday and, which would be a great football environment. But, I think when you step away from it, the respect and appreciation and gratitude that you have for who those guys are and, what those guys are about. Those guys had a huge impact on me as a football coach, certainly had an impact on our football program.
He's going to have those guys playing hard and being physical and doing everything that they can to win the line of scrimmage. And they're violent, they're downhill, they're physical, and all the unique wrinkles that we had last year, like he's going to have them sniffed out. So how can we be able to, do what we did last year and add some wrinkles to it and be able to do what we do successful, and what have we done versus our defense? Because, they're the similar style. What have we done, well versus our guys in spring ball and fall camp, and even throughout the week we go against those guys on Tuesdays and Wednesdays on call-up periods. So it's hard sometimes because you know each other so well. You're like, well, he knows I'm going to be thinking this, but he doesn't know that I know he's thinking that I'm thinking this. And then you kind of go back and forth a little bit, and it gets weird.
ESPN went ahead and ranked every Power 4 quarterback from 1 through 68, and Rocco Becht comes in at number 24 on the list. That is the 5th highest ranked Big 12 quarterback. Rocco comes in behind Brendan Sorsby, Jalen Daniels, Sawyer Robertson, and Josh Hoover. I could try and go down the list 1 through 23 and argue Rocco one-on-one against every one of those guys. That might have to be a project for another day. But what I can tell you with certainty is picture every single one of those names, 1 through 23, and put them in Rocco Becht's shoes since the start of last year. How many of those quarterbacks are going 16-3 in Ames, Iowa? How many of those quarterbacks are leading 5 game-winning drives in that span? Any of them? I don't know. Now, picture this. Rocco's got a Georgia helmet on, an Ohio State, LSU, Alabama, you name it. And he has that production, he wins at that rate, and he is that clutch down the stretch. There's no way that he's lower than 3 on any of these lists. There's no way that he's not in the Heisman conversation. Rocco, Matt Campbell, Taylor Mouser, I'm sure they don't care about these lists, and that's probably a good thing. They shouldn't. All they care about is winning. And if Rocco continues to win, that'll speak for itself. And he hasn't shown me any reason yet why he won't stop doing that. I actually talked to one of his best and biggest targets, Ben Bramer, about how Rocco's accuracy has taken just another step up in 2025.
Just the amount of accuracy he throws with, it's just the precision and detail he has it's great. And you can trust every time you come out of a route, you know where the ball is going to be, and you don't have to worry about going to get it anywhere.
As good as Rocco's accuracy has been, it doesn't touch Bramer's 100% completion percentage. Bramer just loves being a tight end in Taylor Mouser's offense.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome just the trust that Mouse has in me and all the tight ends and all the players. So just awesome to go out there and have fun playing football, have fun playing the sport we all love, and just the trust that Mouse has in us, it's awesome to see.
I know how fun it is to be a viewer of Taylor Mouser's offense. I can't even imagine how fun it is to be in Taylor Mouser's offense. That's going to do it for the Daily Clone here on a Wednesday. We'll have one more edition of the Daily Clone before game day. I'll make my game pick. We'll talk a few other topics leading up to the game, and we'll do it all right here in the Northwest Bank Studios.